Have you ever wondered if the sun influences our climate? Well, it certainly does. The sun is the engine that drives our planet's climate system. It provides the Earth with light and heat, both of which are crucial for life as we know it. The sun's energy reaches us in the form of sunlight, which is absorbed by the Earth and then radiated back into space. This process of absorption and radiation is what keeps our planet at a comfortable temperature, enabling life to thrive. But the sun does more than just provide light and warmth. It's also a dynamic and active star, constantly emitting solar flares and solar winds. These activities interact with Earth's magnetic field, causing a whole host of fascinating phenomena, from the stunning northern lights to disruptions in our satellite communications. So, the sun clearly plays a fundamental role in our climate, but does it also contribute to climate change? To understand the sun's influence on climate change, we need to discuss solar activity cycles. These are predictable patterns of solar activity that wax and wane over approximately 11 years. Picture the sun as an enormous dynamo, churning out magnetic energy. Sometimes it's more active, sometimes less so. This pulsating rhythm is what we refer to as a solar cycle. During the peak of these cycles, known as solar maxima, the sun emits a higher amount of solar radiation. Conversely, during the solar minima, the sun's output drops slightly. Now, you might be wondering, could these fluctuations in solar radiation influence our planet's climate? Well, some scientists think so. They propose that when the sun is more active, Earth gets a little warmer. And when the sun is less active, Earth cools down a bit. This concept is known as solar forcing, but it's important to understand that these changes are minor. We're talking about shifts in global temperature of perhaps 1/10 of a degree Celsius or so. Now, let's put this into perspective. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change estimates that human activities have caused Earth's average temperature to rise by approximately 1 degree Celsius since the pre-industrial era. That's 10 times the amount we might expect from changes in solar activity. Moreover, the pattern of warming we are seeing doesn't match up with the solar cycles. The Earth is warming fastest at the poles and more so at night. These trends are consistent with the increase in greenhouse gases, not changes in solar radiation. So yes, solar activity can have a slight effect on our climate, but it's like a whisper in a thunderstorm compared to the roar of human-induced climate change. It's a bit like comparing the flicker of a candle to the blaze of a forest fire. While solar cycles can cause slight variations in Earth's climate, they do not account for the rapid warming we are currently experiencing. So, if the sun isn't the main cause of climate change, what is? To answer this question, we need to take a closer look at our own actions, specifically the human activities that are directly impacting our planet's climate. Arguably, the most significant among these activities is the burning of fossil fuels. When we burn fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and gas for energy, we release carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat from the sun, causing the Earth's temperature to rise, a phenomenon we know as global warming. Over the past century, human activity has increased the concentration of these gases in the atmosphere to levels not seen for more than 3 million years. This surge in greenhouse gases is causing the Earth to warm at an unprecedented rate. Another key human activity contributing to climate change is deforestation. Trees absorb carbon dioxide, helping to regulate the climate. But when we cut down forests to make way for agriculture or urban development, we not only lose these natural carbon sinks, but we also release the carbon stored in the trees into the atmosphere. It's important to note that while the sun does influence our climate by causing natural cycles of warming and cooling, these changes are gradual, taking place over tens of thousands of years. The rapid warming we're experiencing now is not consistent with these natural cycles. Multiple lines of scientific evidence show that the climate is changing faster than at any point in the history of modern civilization. primarily as a result of human activities. In conclusion, while the sun does have some influence on our climate, it is not the primary cause of the current climate crisis. That responsibility lies squarely on human activity. We are the ones burning fossil fuels and cutting down forests, thereby drastically altering the natural balance of our climate. It's a tough pill to swallow, but the first step towards finding a solution is accepting the reality of the problem.